Hello viewers, hope you are all well. Let's start with test number 14, question number 1. Quality function deployment is a tool to improve the A. Quality of designs, B. Process capabilities, C. Product conformance, D. Process controls. Here the correct answer is A. Quality function deployment is used to translate customer needs and requirements into design specifications. It focuses on improving the quality of designs to ensure products meet or exceed customer expectations. Question number 2. Which of the following has contributed most towards making global sourcing and marketing practical for most industry segments? A. Advances in transportation and communications. B. Rapid adoption of global standards. C. Consistent legal treatment of business. D. Elimination of non-tariff barriers. Here the correct answer is A. Advances in transportation and communication have significantly reduced the cost and time required for global trade. They enable real-time coordination, efficient logistics, and access to international markets. Hence, option A, advances in transportation and communications, is the correct answer. Question number 3. Which of the following is most likely to cause an organization to establish production operations in an economic bloc? A. Cultural differences. B. Legal requirements. C. Non-tariff barriers. D. Transportation and customer costs. Here the correct answer is C. Non-tariff barriers such as quotas, import licensing, and local content requirements can resist imports. To avoid these barriers, organizations often set up production within the economic bloc. Question number 4. Which of the following is best aligned with an effort to improve product mix flexibility? A. Surge capacity. B. Rapid process improvement. C. Standardized processes. D. High level of automation. Here the correct answer is C. Standardized processes make it easier to switch among different products within the mix without major disruptions. They enable consistent setups, faster changeovers, and predictable quality across product variations. Question number 5. A company strategy generally begins with a mission statement, which is A. A statement of financial condition. B. A statement regarding the marketing strategy of the firm. C. A broad statement about what business the firm is in. D. None of the above. Here the correct answer is C. A mission statement provides a broad statement regarding what business the firm is in. The broad statement provides great latitude regarding the company's business. Question number 6. In using a distribution requirements planning system, aggregate forecasts are often used. These aggregate forecasts are then broken down into detailed forecasts by distribution center. When this happens, which of the following will most likely occur? A. The forecast will become more accurate. B. Relative errors will increase. C. Inventory levels at the centers will increase. D. Inventory accuracy will decline. Here the correct answer is B. As aggregate forecasts are broken down into more detail, the relative errors will increase. The user must be careful not to adjust the detailed forecasts in such a way that bias enters the forecast. This would cause the aggregate forecast to vary widely. Question number 7. What should determine the appropriate level of accuracy in a forecast? A. Each industry requires a different level of accuracy. B. The error rate should always be 5% or less. C. The level of accuracy depends on the impact of forecast errors in the business. D. The level of accuracy should be the same for all forecasts. Here the correct answer is C. The level of accuracy should be determined by how forecast errors affect business decisions and costs. Higher accuracy requires more effort and expense, so it must be justified by the consequences of inaccuracies. Question number 8. All the following techniques are useful for increasing capacity except A. Form teams to increase output. B. Balance lines more effectively. C. Increase throughput at bottlenecks. D. Increase queue time at critical work centers. Here the correct answer is D. Increasing the queue time at critical work centers will do nothing to change the capacity level at the work center. In fact, the increased queue will most likely cause capacity to decrease due to increased clutter at the work center. Question number 9. Which of the following actions should the master scheduler take if the available to promise line shows a negative balance? A. Wait to see if the customer orders are real. B. Compare the orders to the forecast to see if they were planned by the sales department. C. Change the master schedule to overcome the negative. D. Tell customers you can't promise product. Here the correct answer is C. While changes to the master schedule should be avoided, a negative available to promise is a real problem because it is using customer orders to make the calculation. This would indicate that the orders themselves can't be delivered as promised. This would probably warrant a change in the schedule, as well as calling the customer to see if order dates can be changed. Question 10. Company A has multi-level distribution network. Where would the top level record in the DRP system best reside? A. At the manufacturing plant. B. At the distribution center closest to the manufacturing plant. C. At the distribution center closest to the customer. D. At the customer site. Here the correct answer is D. The top level distribution requirements planning record should be at the point closest to the customer. If the information can be best gathered at the customer side, then this would be the best place. Many companies are now managing the inventory at the customer location. Question number 11. Generally speaking, which of the following would represent the largest portion of lead time? A. Runtime. B. Move time. C. Queue time. D. Setup time. Here the correct answer is C. Queue time is generally the largest portion of lead time. If this can be reduced, lead time can be reduced. Question number 12. Which of the following could be done to reduce manufacturing lead times? 1. Add a shift to the operation. 2. Improve setup times. 3. Reduce queues in front of work centers. Here option D, which refers to all the options, is the correct answers. All the answers, if implemented, would reduce lead times, some more quickly than others. Question number 13. A company makes bicycle for the consumer market. The demand for the bicycle is 1000 per week. The three operations to produce a bicycle is frame assembly, wheel assembly, and final assembly. Frame assembly can produce 1200 frames per week. Wheel assembly can produce 950 wheel assemblies, 1900 total wheels, and final assembly can produce 1500 per week. What is the capacity of the factory? A. 950. B. 1000. C. 1200. D. 1500. Here the correct answer is A. There are some numericals which are like this, which don't necessarily needs formula or a long calculation to calculate the answer. You simply need a logic to solve them. In an instant you can answer the question. So the explanation is the factory can only produce as fast as the slowest operation or bottleneck. So although the final assembly area can produce 1500 bicycles per week, the slowest supporting operation can only produce 950. Question number 14. Which of the following best describes the function of the dispatch list? A. Determines the runtime by job. B. Calculates the capacity of the work center. C. Lists the jobs to be run at a work center and the priority sequence. D. Establishes the tooling needed by the work center so it is available before the job runs. Here the correct answer is C. The purpose of the dispatch list is to provide a list of jobs for each work center in the priority sequence by which they are to run. Question number 15. All the following are job sequence rules for dispatching except A. First come first served. B. Earliest job due date. C. Shortest process time. D. Highest machine utilization. Here the correct answer is D. There are many job sequencing rules which try to establish the importance of the job in relation to the other jobs to be worked on. The first three listed are common rules. As its earliest operation due date, the best rules will establish the priority based on the due date of the order. Question number 16. Why would a supplier want a long-term customer relationship? A. Reduced transportation costs. B. Improved ability to plan. C. Reduced packaging cost. D. Less material handling. Here the correct answer is B. A long-term supply agreement with a customer allows the supplier to properly plan raw materials, labor, capacity and other resources. Question number 17. A normal distribution can be graphed as A. Parabolic curve, B. Trend seasonal curve, C. Positive bias curve, D. Bell-shaped curve. Here the correct answer is D. In a normal distribution, the actual points are concentrated around the average mean. The further from the average the data is, the fewer data points emerge. Apart from the logical explanation, I believe that aspirant of CSCP or CPIM should memorize this concept. Question number 18. All the following are principles or forecasting except A. Forecasts are usually wrong. B. Forecasts are more accurate for end items. C. Forecasts should include an estimate of error. D. Forecasts are more accurate in the near term. Here the correct answer is B. Forecasts are more accurate for product families or group. The reason is that aggregate numbers tend to be more accurate than detailed numbers. So although the sales forecast error may be very small in a company, predicting the shipments of an end items will have more errors associated with it. Question number 19. The balance sheet for a firm shows which of the following? A. Profit or loss for the period. B. Sources and uses of funds. C. Long and short-term debt. D. Cost of products sold. Here the correct answer is C. The balance sheet reports a firm's financial position at a specific point in time, listing assets, liabilities and equity. It shows both long and short-term debt as part of the liabilities section. Question number 20. The material requirements planning system receives direct input from A. Production planning, B. Capacity requirements planning, C. Master production scheduling, D. Purchasing. The correct answer is C. The master production schedule, once established, is submitted to the MRP system for use in calculating demand for the components. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate the time and attention of all my viewers. Thank you.